That's why you gotta play it safe. That's why you gotta play it safe.
When you have the stream open. When you have the stream open. When you have the stream open. Amazing. That's some high quality production right there. 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 That's some high quality production right there.
There we go. There we go.
Wait, no, that's not it.
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 Alright, let's test that audio. That's more like it. Alright everyone, welcome after that awkward start because I forgot to close off the stream. This is Chaos here, with Formula Racing League, and we are going to race in Suzuka. We have got 16 cars here, and I think I made a careful promise that I would watch T. Goldie's first lap, but he's not out just yet. So today, once again, filling the Ferrari seat, or rather I should say for the first time filling the Ferrari seat, we've got a new driver. This time it is Ginger, friend of X-Max's, who is apparently pretty well on pace. X-Max, of course, won his maiden race last time around, but also we've got a nice crowd today. We've got Raw Road, Fiji Red Baron, Rafa, Balzac, and Cub racing in the Mercedes this time, filling in for sheer insanity. Brother John in the second Mercedes. Ginger and X-Max, as said before, and Broken Blinker, who made his debut last time out. Luke Brax, who just slipped in under the wire as we were launching the game. T. Goldie, Camborne, Nameless Nate, Santi, and Kenny LaFleur. T. Goldie's hiding from me, I can tell. Alright. Oh, is that Fiji is not going to be sitting lap, alright. Alright, let's see what Rafa is going to do here. As Rafa comes up for his very first lap. Making his way down the start-finish straight. And into the first corner, coming through. Nice, late, races through, catches the apex, catches the outside, makes his way through. Fifth gear as he comes into... Okay, he is abandoning that lap. Let's instead go on board with Cub. Nice size line, carries it up, keeping it in a nice high gear there. Fifth gear, then up into sixth, downshifts into fifth as he makes his way through the first S, second. And now this awkward corner, bottoming out, and now up through the long Dunlop curve. Now, getting up to the fastest speed he's had thus far this lap in a round. Taps the inside edge of Degner 1 and through Degner 2. We've got Luke Brax up ahead, and he gets the lap disallowed. He's a little bit wide on Degner 2, and Cub's lap is finished. Meanwhile, we've got Ginger. Oh no, we've just lost Rafa. We've got Ginger just making his way through Spoon, using all of the track. Ooh, that was very close to disallowed, but he's able to keep it going. Ginger making his way along the back straight right now. Coming up, nice and wide through the entrance to 130R. keeps it completely floored, braking late as he comes into the top of the KCO triangle, making his way around, taking a lot of curb on the exit. And he's come down into the final curve. He's keeping it nice and tight to the inside, opens up DRS, and Ginger sets the lap of a 1:30.215. We can expect to see a couple of people challenging that in the times to come, but Ginger is the first to put a lap on the books. T Goldie's still hiding. Alright. Are we gonna have Cub going up? Yeah, it looks like Cub's gonna be going for a second lap here. Ooh, loses it just a little bit, has to shift down into fourth. Red Baron slightly in the way, but Cub's able to make his way around him alright. Might have compromised him just a little bit as he comes into the S's here. But yeah, this is just some awkward traffic that Cub's going to have to deal with here. You'll note that he is not— oh, Luke Brax loses it in Dunlop. And that's going to be, well, a bit odd because that was his outlap. Luke Brax had, of course, just set a fastest lap of 1:29.8. And he gently continues on his way. Cub still hasn't had an allowable lap, and Camborne comes through with P1 with a 1:29.656. Of course, this is only provisional pole. There are still about 14 minutes left of the potential laps being set. Cub makes his way down into Spoon. He's at 1 minute as he goes through the center of Spoon. There's a yellow flag out there, as it looks like that might have been a moment for broken blinker at the hairpin. Cub making his way along back straight. I'm keeping an eye out for T Goldie, waiting for him to set a lap, but I can only imagine that T Goldie is busy eating dinner like I should be. Alright, Cub making his way into KCO. Taking as much of the curbs as he dares, and, oh, okay, dropping out of that lap. You know, I should have known better. Cub is fond of starting himself on the very back. Let's see, this is going to be Red Baron, who's going to be coming in on the end of his lap. That's not a setup lap. How about Sandy? I think almost everyone has come through. We're going to see if this is, alright, here we go. Robert going out for a push lap. And that is a 1:30.053 as he completes his first qualifying lap, putting him just a little bit, 1.5 tenths, up on Ginger. Oh, that's Balzac getting out of the way there. He has set a 1:31.7 on medium tires. Of course, qualifying on mediums won't be worth much if you can't qualify inside the top 10. So he may well be coming out again to see if he can set something a little bit faster on the red soft tires. Alright, we've got a T Goldie. Comes up on Brother John. But this is, of course, just an outlap. We'll come back to him later. Kenny LaFleur also on an outlap. We've got pits for a lot of the top runners. I wonder if Bravo is running... No, he certainly isn't running another lap here. Alright. No big improvements there for Santi. Balzac comes in. Broken blinker. Going for his first clean lap here. As Fiji is just coming out. Hoping to set his first lap. Rafa has, fortunately been able to rejoin the session as Santi gets out of the way. It's very awkward to come up on someone in the S's. It can throw you off, and your car is going to be so very dependent. Oh no! Just like what happened to Luke Brax, and that is a front wing gone. Toast. Finished. It is no more. It is an X-wing. And I'm not talking about a space fighter. Alright. T Goldie making his way along. Making his way through Spoon, 4th gear, and then up into 5th. And now let's see how he can maneuver these S's. Oh, you don't want to get thrown off. You can lose so much time when the S's start throwing you around. It's like Maggots and Beckett's that just keep on going. Just opening up chat right now. Big shout out to everyone who's here in the chat. I haven't been in the chat up until this moment right now. There we go. carefully negotiated, and he keeps it clean as he goes underneath the bridge, makes his way around this nameless corner as he comes up on Red Baron into the hairpin. They're coming up to 200 R as there's a yellow flag. Red Baron considerately getting out of the way and not impeding this lap. Always good to see consideration from the drivers. And now, here we go, 200 R's finishing this up to the spoon curve, this tricky double left-hander. He's a little bit wide through the line. That's going to compromise his exit speed as he has to cut speed a little bit so that he can make it without going wide on the far curve. And now, it's all power down the back straight. T Goldie making his way, coming up to 130R. He's as far right as he can go, and he takes it a little bit wide, a little bit cautiously. Braking late for the KCO triangle coming through. There's a car off just up ahead as Santi making things a little bit exciting for T Goldie. As T Goldie comes around, makes his way, and that is good enough for 6th place with a 130.5. T Goldie sets himself in provisional 6th place between Ginger and Santi. Alright, now here we go. We've got Red Baron making his way along. He has got an Alpine. Oh, that's Kenny LaFleur. Kenny LaFleur. That's weird. I could have sworn that... Okay, well, Kenny might not be where I think he is. No matter. Moving back to Red Baron. So Red Baron making his way through the S's. And now up to Dunlop. Nice and wide so that he can get a tight line and get on the power as early as possible. The faster you go, the better your grip becomes. It's a bit paradoxical. And here we go. Degner 1, Degner 2 takes a slightly tight entry into Degner 2, and now he's going to make his way around. T Goldie does a good job of staying out of the way, as now it's Red Baron's turn to make his way in. You really notice the verticality when you see it from that angle. And now Red Baron cutting his way through 200R. We got a couple of yellows out in all sectors right now, but fortunately for the Baron, oh, that was very, very close. He was taking a bit of the curve, and it almost cost him, but he was able to hold it to a minimal skid. Red Baron now making his way along. He's a little bit down on what Cub was setting in his lap time, but of course Cub did abandon that lap. That's 130R, and now here we go, coming up, braking late for the KCO triangle. Ooh, that was a bit of a cut, but just enough to get away with it. That's all he needs. He's nice and tight. Red Baron opens up the DRS as he comes around it. That is P7 with a 130.3. Again, just behind Ginger, who is incidentally on the outlap as we speak. T Goldie coming into the pits as he is finished. And now, why don't we have a look at Fiji? I suspect that Fiji is on his second outlap, although I think he's on one-lap old tires right now, so he could potentially be doing in-lap right now. I think that is a Rafa or maybe a Cub. Yes, just coming through on him right there. Alright, are we going to see some sort of interesting team play from these boys? So here we go. This is Fiji, who's racing ahead of Cub, who's racing ahead of Rafa. So Fiji has already gone through. He's just far enough ahead that it's not going to really be bothering Cub at all as he makes his way through KCO Triangle. He's going real slow, about to start a hot lap here, and I just need to take a look for a moment to see, yeah, he is going. So Cub is going to go through here, and I think, yeah, he's going to draft. I'm almost certain of it. Is Cub going to get out of the way here? Last minute? No, he's not. Oh, yes, he is. There we go. Nice team play by Cub there. And Rafa now takes it. Gonna see what he can do to launch himself up. He is on the soft tires here. RFX Rafa is one of the drivers who is most out of position right now. He doesn't have a lap time yet. He is currently sitting in provisional 13th place with no time set. Same position for his teammate Cub. There's a yellow flag out in Sector 1 as Broken Blinker has... no, that's not Broken Blinker. Sorry, Broken Blinker. Resny right there. Alright, that was Cam. Rafa making his way through Degner 1, Degner 2, and now around the hairpin. A different angle through the hairpin this time. But you can really, really catch the verticality. And now it flattens out as they make their way through 200R, this big, long, gentle. It's such a gentle turn, it's almost straight. It's sort of like the Hockenheim middle section. There we go. Rafa getting the power on nice and early as he comes out of the double apex of Spoon. And now he's going to race his way along, charging through. And there's 130R. A beautiful sight to behold. catching one edge. And let's see what he can do. 127, 128, 129.6, and that is enough to put Rafa into 4th place. Now let's see if Cub's going to try and pull something here. Nope, he's gone into the pits. Brother John here is just about to come around, and he is going to set his initial lap. What's it going to come through as? And that is Brother John putting himself in 11th place with a 130.6. There are a lot of drivers in a pretty tight window here. Everyone separated in the top 13 by just 1.7 seconds. Kenny LaFleur remains on pole position. X-Max in P2 and Camborne P3. Rafa has just set a P4 lap. Luke Brax is in the pits, but looking to be coming out soon, I suspect. Raro also making his way out of pit lane. And we've just had a moment, and I think we've just lost Santi. Let's see if we can have a look at the stricken car here. Yeah, Santi has thrown it into a barrier, and that's going to be all she wrote for Santi. There's not going to be a faster lap time than a 130.782, and Santi's going to be starting with 3 choice tires outside of the top 10. Broken Blinker also coming through here on a hot lap. Here we go. Broken Blinker, taking a little bit of curb on Degner 1, taking it through Degner 2 in 3rd gear. Power on, not too much wheel spin as he makes his way up towards the hairpin. Coming through now. A little bit wide. That's going to cost him a little bit on acceleration, but he gets the power down, keeps it straight. That's the most important thing as he makes his way around the long right-hander leading up to Spoon. The stadium opens up in front as he brakes late, comes close to the apex, takes the outside edge. A little bit wide on the apex on exit, but then the power is down and he is accelerating. We're going up the hill because, of course, you need to gain enough elevation to be able to get over the area, because this is the bridge right here where you go over the Degner Curves. And now, that was 130R and into the KCO triangle. Broken Blinker takes it right, takes it left, and now let's see if he can get himself any higher. Here he comes, over the finish line. He's taking a little wide. You can go a little bit faster if you take the inside line, and he remains at a 130.822. Cub and Nameless Nate both in the pits right now, and we've got a yellow flag out there. I think that's Luke. Luke taking it very slowly here, as Luke Brax is going to see if he can set himself a lap time here that's going to put him in control. El Sucio Dent, you need an invite, my friend. Yeah, hey, let me give an invite to you, El Sucio. Just a sec. Yeah, ESD, you're gonna have, there we go. Look at you, like, oh goodness, looks like I just looked aside at a bit of a moment there as T. Goldie has had a moment and a half. And there's someone else in that little imbroglio as well. Oh, that's Broken Blinker. Broken Blinker is he stuck? I don't know if you can actually get stuck in the gravel. Oh, he's stuck in neutral. There we go. Alright, and he gets moving. Returning to where we are looking at Luke Brax. LCC Dan, glad to have you, my man. Glad to have you. We've still got a couple of minutes left in qualifying. You might even be able to set a lap time. And that's going to have us with 17 this race, so very nice starting grid. Luke Brax making his way along as El Sucio Dan joins the session. Remember, as a reminder, ESD, you're going to want to retire from the session when everyone else finishes, or else the session is going to continue on longer in your absence. Here we go. Luke Brax making his way through the final sections of the lap. He's trying to beat a 129.8. It's going to be a little bit close. Here we go, 129.818. Ah, he's just 14 thousandths off, and he does not improve. And that, actually, that's time, yeah. So ESD is not going to be able to set a qualifying lap, I suspect, but he should be able to set a car in motion for the start of the race. Let's see if anyone else is on a hot lap. We've got Ginger with Salt and Pepper. Ginger making his way around Spoon Curve and onto the back straight. He's got a 130.215. Right now, X-Max has a 120.3, so he can still improve 9 tenths to his teammate. Can he improve 12 tenths up to pole position, currently held by Kenny LaFleur? Making his way through the final corners. I don't think he's quite on pace in order to set it. Kenny LaFleur Oh, sabotaging! Sabotaged by Kenny. Kenny! Don't be sitting on the racing line there, buddy. Alright, well, we'll see if anything comes of that later, but we still have RFX Rafa, who is trying to improve on his best lap time. Rafa coming through, Raro also on the hot lap, just ahead of him, so why don't we ride with Raro, see if he can go any faster. Oh no, he's not going faster at all. But Rafa is up by 2/10 on his time, so that could conceivably be all the way up into 3rd position here. He might even be able to challenge X-Max if he can really nail this 3rd sector. He's coming up on a little bit of traffic ahead. He cuts the corner as much as he dares. Raro getting out of the way as he pulls into the pits, and here we go. Rafa, this could be critical as he makes his way through, and Rafa, P2! RFX Rafa with a big lap at the end to put himself on the front row of qualifying. Is Fiji on a hot lap? I don't believe he is. No, this is off. Oh wait, is it? Yeah. This is an in-lap for Fiji. So T Goldie is P10. But the John is out, and yeah, that is going to be qualifying. So, our results right here. We've got Kenny LaFleur on pole position. We've got Rafa and X-Max 2nd and 3rd. X-Max just going to be lining up beside his teammate Ginger. Hopefully Ginger will be sticking with us, as he's shown some great pace on this, his first race with FRL. Alright, Camborne in 5th position with Raro lining up in the 3rd row. 4th row is going to be Luke Brax and Red Baron. Fiji Domo and T Goldie are wrapping up the top 10, and then we go to the McLarens. Brother John and his teammate Balzic, who's just sitting in pits right there, are going to be the first with the choice of free tires. Santi and Broken Blinker are going to be 13th and 14th, and Cub, Nameless Nate. Neither of them set a lap time in this qualifying. Now, Cub, I understand. Nameless Nate, I would be curious for an explanation of that. Alright, now I'm going to eat some pizza and mute myself for a moment. Golly, it looks like we've just also been joined by Nicholas Latifi, Kimi Räikkönen, Mick Schumacher, and Esteban Ocon. We're also stuck at 0.01 seconds, so someone needs to retire from this session as we're still moving. There we go. Alright. So there you have it. Kenny LaFleur with a 129.0 is on pole position, and that's a strong gap, 2.3 tenths back to Rafa. X-Max, 4 tenths back, Ginger 5 back, and then we go to Camborne. Raro, Luke Brax, Red Baron, Fiji Domo, T Goldie 44, Brother John, Balzac Santi, Broken Blinker Cub, Nameless Nate. Noticing that we're not going to be able to have either Taylor Funk or Prestige or Sheer Insanity here tonight. So glad that we've got a couple of extra substitutes in, as I think we've got just enough to make this a very interesting race. Hopefully El Suciadan was able to get in there, but we will see soon. So, if we're to discuss for a moment the standings right now, Flex is our championship leader at 206 points. Camborne is currently 40 points back with 163, so 43 points. Kenny LaFleur running third with 154, and then we've got Rafa at 140. We've got Luke Brax, who is pursuing with 138, just ahead of Raro at 128. And then there's a little bit of a drop-off to El Suciodan, who is currently scrambling to get in. We'll see if he's able to get in for the race or not. I can see a couple of cars. Have a look down in that bottom right corner. We got a couple of excited, bouncy cars right there. So it's so fun to see them celebrating. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. So this will be an interesting race. I'll have a little look at what exactly we had for the previous year's race. So last year in Japan, our winning driver was Kenny LaFleur, who's shown himself to be very strong on this track, with El Suciodan running P2. Right now, PLL was the third place driver, but of course he's not able to race this year, very busy with some real life stuff. Raro, P4, Balzac, P5. Rogaine, who isn't racing with us right now, is P6, and then we've got Bricklaw, Red Baron, Prestige, and Nameless Nate, Dubman himself and Gab Flag, 11 and 12. Lacadien, Luke Brax, Ian Brax, Joe Patel, and Pat Lassard making out the finishers. So it looks like we had 17 racers that time around as well. Once again, we're having a little bit of awkwardness as we're waiting for players at the very start of the grid, but it could just be everyone getting all set up. So right now, this championship is all about who can catch up to Flex. That is the big question. What is going to happen here in the chase to catch Flex? So right now, he does have that 40-point gap, and Kenny is really looking in the best to bridge it. If Kenny gets a win today, he's going to close to within almost a victory's gap of championship lead. Of course, we've got some very, very good results that Flex has had. He won 4 of the first 5 races, but then he has only won 2 races since then and has also missed out on 4 of them. So, he's built up a nice gap for himself, but now what can other people do with it? So, let's talk strategy. Everyone in the top 10 is on the softs. Brother John and Balzac and El Suciodan, who has made it into the race, I'm super happy to say, are going to be starting on the mediums. Santi and Broken Blinker will be on the softs, and then Cub and Nameless Nate both going to be qualifying on these hard tires. Of course, there's going to be a distinct disadvantage for both Brother John and Broken Blinker Both of them are going to have very, very cold tires at the start, so it's going to be important to keep an eye out on them. Kenny LaFleur is going to be leading this, ahead of Rafa, X-Max, Ginger and Camborn, Raurocopter, Luke Brax and Red Baron, Fiji Dummo, who, as I described earlier, just likes to put himself right in the middle of these fights, ahead of T. Goldie, Brother John and Balzac, Santi, and Broken Blinker and Cub. Nameless Nate and El Susudan will be completing your grid for this race. That's 17 drivers, and that is all we need to run this race. Five lights, and they're off. It's a little bit of a slow reaction from Kenny there. Looks like there's a bit of a swamping happening here. Oh, late braking in there. And the Mercedes off on the inside. Bravo in a lot of trouble. Sorry, that's Rafa. Fortunately, he goes to the side, and he is off on the edge as Rafa finds himself. Brother John as well. Broken Blinker is through safely. Ahead of him, Nameless Nate, El Susudan, who makes a move on Santi. Whoa, oh, a little bit of side-to-side contact there as Santi is able to hold on to the position. El Susudan drops down a little bit. I'm not certain if there's any damage on that, but he finds himself behind Nameless Nate. Ahead. Let's see if there's any more racing taking place. We've got Fiji, who's lost 2 positions. Balzac right behind Cub, who is absolutely charged. Santi is taken over by Nameless Nate. Up ahead here, we've got this group all coming together through here, through the middle of the lap. Cub is now making a move as he goes around the outside of T. Goldie. T. Goldie losing a little bit of positions here as he has an awkward moment there. Fiji might be able to make a move through as well, and yet Fiji is through on him as they now come into Spoon. Moving ahead from this group, there's a small gap from Red Baron up to Luke Brax, Raro, Ginger, and then we've got Camborn, X-Max, and Kenny LaFleur continues to lead the race. Why don't we have a little look at the change of positions that have happened? So that is a huge start for Cub. Camborn is up by 2, which is also very nice for a high qualifier. Ginger has held his position. Kenny LaFleur sets the fastest lap, of course. And then we've got Raro, Luke Brax. Oh, that was getting a little close. But I doubt very much that Luke's going to try and make a move just here. Nope, that's a pit stop for Santi. There's a couple of drivers coming into the pits early on. So T. Goldie had a very strong start, but then lost a lot of it going in towards Spoon. We're expecting one-stop strategies here, but I could conceivably see it too. Oh, that's Ginger. Ginger has gone off the track in the S's. This car very, very gingerly, if I may say. Returning onto the track, waits for everyone to be through. Nice and clean on the rejoin there, and that puts him behind Broken Blinker. Nameless Nate looks like he had a little bit of a moment going into Dunlop there. Further up ahead, we've got some cars who are very close as Red Baron is fending off Cub, the generational talent himself. Cub is close on the back of Red Baron as they make their way through 200R. Maximum speed around this long, winding right-hander that just curls its way into the start of Spoon. A delightful corner. Now it's going to be all about the power delivery. Cub's got a tighter line with Red Baron. But with Red Baron in the way, Cub couldn't quite get the advantage he wanted. They're not going to have DRS just yet. Meanwhile, X-Max is getting very close to Kenny LaFleur. We're going to want to have a little bit of a look at this, but there's not going to be any move into the final corner. Nor for Luke Brax, but we have had a move. Luke Brax getting through on Braro. Red Baron now, and Cub right behind him. There's a lot of people coming through in close proximity here as they make their way around the first corner. Kenny is being overtaken, and there we go, into the first corner. Oh, big spin! X-Max spins out to the side, and he has to get back onto the track. Drivers are just coming through as they see the Ferrari making its way. Oh, that's a dangerous rejoin. That is a dangerous, dangerous rejoin. You don't know when you're going to unghost, but X-Max is going to have to do a lot to recover there. And Cub now finds himself up 10 positions. X-Max finds himself just ahead of T. Goldie, who might have had just a little bit of a moment there. And we can also see Ginger is in the pits. He clearly took a little bit of damage as T. Goldie goes wide. Is El Susudan going to be able to capitalize on this? They come up towards Degner. I promised I wouldn't commentate too hard, but T. Goldie, you're taking that corner just a little bit wide, my friend. Nice line for Degner too, though. El Susudan coming through with a lot of pace. Going to see if he can make anything of it. As he makes his way, there's not going to be any lunges to the inside, but he takes a deep line. It's not going to be to his advantage, though. There's a yellow flag out. trying to picture what exactly the cause of that is. Yellow in Sector 1. Well, no matter. We're looking at the middle of the fight here. And what was my own rule again? Right, if you don't know what to do, just put the camera on Fiji. Fiji finds himself in 8th place. He's up 1 position, and he's just ahead of X-Max, who's going to be on a vengeful charge towards the front. He was making a move for the lead, and then it all fell apart as he went a little bit too tight. Balzac taking a tight line as they go through 130R, and coming in, he's right behind Red Baron as he mows down with, what's the term? With authority. With extreme prejudice, that traffic cone. That's what you get. And now Balzac says, hey, traffic cone, you were first, now Red Baron, you're next. Fiji, gonna see if he can make something happen on Red Baron here. But that's Balzac through on the Baron. And now they're caught on each other in the S's. And now I think it's time to look from X-Max's perspective as he chases down this merry group. Gonna see what they can do as they make their way in through this area. Red Baron getting nice and tight there. There's a little bit of a wiggle from the McLaren up ahead. And now these 4 cars race their way in towards Degner 1 and 2. Here they go. As tight as they dare. Oh no, Red Baron! He spins sideways and he's backwards. Turns it around. Keeps his car intact. Red Baron is now just rejoining. Nameless Nate has to take a bit of avoiding action, and Broken Blinkers through, up 2 positions now, into P12. So Kenny Flair is currently leading Camborne by 0.5 seconds. It's quite a close race. Oh, we just lost Rafa! Something has happened to Rafa, and that is a safety car. That is a very early safety car. Kenny is pitting. Camborne is staying out. Interesting move from Kenny. This is almost certainly putting him on the 2-stop unless he's putting on the hards at night. And I'm not a big fan of the hards, but let's see who's coming in. Raro, Cub is out. Balzac is out. Fiji is in. X-Max is in. El Sucio Dan is out. T-Goldie in. Nameless Nate's going to be the next to get to make up his mind here, but keep in mind he's already done 1 pit stop. There's no reason on earth to get off these tires. So instead, he is just going to soar past all the drivers who are currently finding themselves stuck in the pit lane. He's going to come up just a little bit behind Kenny LaFleur, the former race leader. Let's see who else. Brother John is also going to be able to jump a few of these guys as they come out, and he is able to get ahead of Fiji Domo. You can make passes until the end of that white line. So Fiji is down to 12th. X-Max 13th, T Goldie has just come out of the pits in 14th, Santi and Ginger making their way through, and Broken Blinker now finds himself up in 8th position. The lead cars have caught the safety car. Rafa, sadly, out of this race, but there are still 16 drivers left. So Cam and Luke and Cub all at the front, and if I were these guys, I'd be very scared about Cub. He is a threat. He is on the hards. He is near the front of the track, and if he can get a bit of space, he's going to be able to make a pit stop, and that pit stop is going to put him on some very, very swift tires on very, very low fuel, and Cub is a man who knows how to race under those conditions. Balzac and El Sucio Dan 4th and 5th position. Kenny LaFleur, former race leader, is in 6th place, but his tire situation isn't that much better than Cub's. It'll be interesting to see what could potentially come of this. Nameless Nate finds himself in 7th position. Broken Blinker in 8th, Red Baron and Bravo 9th and 10th for Aston Martin. Brother John in his papaya orange McLaren is running P11, hasn't had to make a pit stop, and he's just ahead of X-Max, who is on a big recovery run this race. He's pitted for soft, so X-Max wants to make up positions to get back up to the front really fast. So I'm going to have my eyes all over X-Max right now. We know he's fast. I don't know if he's furious. What is he doing? You know what? I think he realizes he's so far down, he doesn't... Oh! He was just doing a mandatory pit stop. You know what? Actually, that doesn't make sense. But Fiji is also pit... For... What? Did he take damage? Was there a collision? There must have been. Goodness, I didn't catch it, but there must have been some contact under the safety car. I, however, didn't see any penalties pop up, which usually happens under safety car conditions. Well, Well, that is curious, and that just puts X-Max even further down, as I realize now what X-Max is doing. He realizes he would have to make another pit stop, so you know what? Just put on the mediums. It's unfortunate for him that he didn't think of doing that right away, but so it goes. So Camborne now leads the race ahead of Luke Brax, Cub, Balzac, and El Suciodan. None of them have pitted, and they are on the full rainbow of tires. Kenny LaFleur is the first of the pitters, and Raro is the second of the pitters. Keep in mind, Raro is on soft, so Raro is definitely not making it to the end of these sets of tires. He's behind Red Baron, his teammate, with 5 laps of tires. We've got Brother John, who's behind them, and he's got some mediums that can still comfortably go another 15 laps. Possibly to another safety car. I think it's a decent gamble to say that you could get another safety car here, so I think that's what Brother John is looking at. That's certainly what I would have done in his circumstances. T. Goldie, currently running in 11th place. He's got fresh rubber. So too does X-Max, Broken Blinker, and Fiji. For those of you who don't know, Merc W11 is the one, the only Fiji double. Well, the safety car is not... Oh, there we go. I always forget the exact moment it declares it's coming in, but this is going to be it. It's up to Camborne to command the restart. The cars are spread out just a little bit as they make their way back here. We have a little peek back. Nameless Name, Red Baron, Raro, Brother John, T. Goldie, and Santi, Ginger, X-Max, Broken Blinker, and there we go. It's Fiji. Fiji, what are you doing? Alright, here's the restart. And Camborne does not get that much of a jump on Luke Brax. Luke Brax is stretching, but so too is Cub, as the three of them come in towards the first corner. And Cub holds it. But we do have Raro making overtake on Red Baron, and Balzac dropping down the positions as he's taking a very tight line. Several cars going through there. As Balzac tumbles a couple of positions on the restart. And we've got a couple of cars who are running very, very close to each other through this pit. Looking back, we've got Brother John right on the tail of T. Goldie, and Luke Brax chasing Camborne. Cub on the charge right here, and I'm curious to see what's going to come from X-Max. We've got a couple of cars all coming up. Ooh, a little bit close in Dagno 2 there from T. Goldie. Brother John behind them as there's a little bit of activity racing just ahead of him. The cars make their way. I wonder if there's going to be any team play. Ginger is on the soft, so he should be on the faster circumstances right now. Keep in mind. Ooh, Santi takes a bit of an awkward line, and this is going to potentially... Oh, Ginger gets very, very close to the back of the Red Bull of Santi. So going through 130R, Camborne continues to lead. Oh, T. Goldie's just made a move. Stick on Balzac as he goes into 130R. He got better acceleration going out of it. No changes of position further up. T. Goldie getting a little bit closer to Red Baron. X-Max is going to make a move very tight on the inside of Ginger, and now they're going to race side by side down the line. Here we go, Ferrari at Ferrari. It's a horse race right here as they make their way charging through, and yeah, that is going to be X-Max seizing position from his teammate. Ginger possibly saying, yeah, you got a bit more pace than me, even though I potentially have the faster tire for the next couple laps. Go make some action happen. Luke Brax is pursuing, but I think the closest fight is right in the middle here. T. Goldie a little bit wide here. That might open up a door for Balzac. Balzac has been a little bit wiggly through these sections. T. Goldie takes it slightly wide as he makes it through the Dunlop curve, and now into Dagno 1 and 2. There we go, that's the line. Balzac takes it really wide. And Balzac is off the track, rejoining behind the Ferraris. In fact, even Fiji might be able to make a move through here, as Fiji now goes in side by side. Here they come, up around the corner, and Fiji has secured the position. And Balzac falls to 15th position. It's been a bit of a rough couple of laps. Broken Blinker behind him is running on hard, so Blinker is going to be able to take it to the end of the race. Camborne is leading ahead of Luke Brax. We got Cub and ESD. So these first four are spreading out just a little bit, and in fact we're starting to get a little bit of gapping forming at all points, although X-Max is right on the back of Santi, so why don't we follow these two? As the Ferrari is going to just take a little bit of a peek, but he compromises his line a little bit. That might make it a little bit harder to make the overtake stick right here as the cars come in. He's got Ginger right behind him. Let's see, let's get that telemetry open, shall we? There we go. A little bit more for you guys to look at now that we're through the first couple of laps here. It's so very, very hard to follow close through the S's, just snaking up and down over these little lightly hilled areas. A careful line from X-Max through Degna 1 and 2, but he's running it slightly faster than Santi, allowing him to get close. I wonder if we're going to see any lunging into this tricky little corner here. Oh, that might have been Santi just opening up a bit of a possibility, and X-Max sees a chance. Here he comes, thundering right behind. Santi is in a little bit of trouble. He goes to the left. Oh, that's some defending right there. And now, X-Max trying to take it around the outside, but he goes wide. He's not going to be able to make the overtake by driving off the track. So he comes through. Now he is going for full expenditure, but so too is Santi, trying to spend all of that ERS. There's a little bit of a move, and we've seen a move for the lead. Luke Brax is charged through on Camborne. We got El Sucio, but we've also... Oh no, we've just lost Nameless Nate! Oh, we got some action right here. Let's see, Nameless Nate out of the race, tire gone, safety car. Alright, who's able to make a pit stop? I don't think many people at all. Ginger is able to make a pit stop. So we have just lost Nate. Ugh. I'm never happy to see a driver fail to finish a race, but Nate having a bit of a rough spell right now. The race was going nicely, but you can just lose control. It looks like he lost it coming out of 130R. It's a corner that's not quite as on the edge as Radion, but it's a tricky corner nonetheless, and it was enough to catch him out, especially on the hard tires. It becomes a lot more marginal than you're used to with time trialing. So now we're going to see, is there going to be anything from the guys further ahead? Because right now, Ginger and Balzac just got away with potentially an amazing opportunity, because look at that crash. It happened in 130R, the safety car came out immediately, and Ginger and Balzac are going to be able to get right onto the back of this. This could actually promote the new Ferrari driver and Balzac, who is currently running last, to the very front of the track, at least ahead of a great many of these drivers, because Luke Camborne and El Sucio would be absolutely nuts not to pit right now. But look at how packed everything is. This is completely going to change the complexion of this race. So here we have it. Luke Brax, Camborne, and El Sucio must make a pit stop. Honestly, Red Baron has to as well. Rauro is borderline. He could hope for another safety car, but he's not going to get that many more laps of these, and I think at this point putting on mediums would be the move, but that would completely screw over his teammate. And there's going to be team play that comes into work here, because whoever is the teammate who's in the back, like El Sucio, is going to get completely effed. And I'm not one to even make a minced curse here, but here we go. Luke's in, Cam's in, El Sucio has to stay out. There's no choice for him. Cub is in, Kenny is in, Rauro's in, and Red Baron stays out, of course, he kind of has to. So, of the drivers who stayed out, El Sucio stayed out, Red Baron stayed out, but these guys are going to find themselves in some trouble now. It's such a difficult situation. It's really ugly for all of them. T Goldie, right here. And let's see where Ginger now finds himself. Ginger in P7. And let's see, who else had just made the pit stop? Wait, did Balzac have to pit again? What happened? Oh wait, no, sorry, brother. I'm confusing my cars. Alright, so now this is a very, very tricky situation. I think they might just end the safety car right here. And, oh goodness, what a tricky, tricky moment to throw El Sucio Dan and Red Baron into. I mean, they're going to lose a huge amount of track position regardless. They could perhaps go for some team play, try to back things up a little bit, but you do have to follow the rules. They can stretch them to their absolute limits, like you have to, you know, stay close enough that the game doesn't throw you a penalty. But I wonder if there was anything that they could have potentially done to work that out. That is one of the benefits of doing team chat here. So, looking at circumstances then, El Sucio Dan has a very, very slippery grip on the lead of the race. How slippery? 10-lap-old softs slippery grip on the race. Red Baron, for his part, is running in P2, and this is feeling alarmingly parallel to the situation that happened in Singapore, where he found himself very close to the front, but with a major tire disadvantage that ended up throwing him way down the ranks, although he was still able to score points in Singapore. So there are still opportunities for the Baron. T. Goldie is going to be in third place, and on 5-lap-old mediums, he could conceivably run these to the end. Brother John is going to be in much, much trickier situations than, oh, disaster of disaster. Oh, what's this? El Sucio Dan slows it down a lot, as I don't think he was expecting the safety car to go in, but he needs to slow it down so that the safety car can get safely away into the pit entrance. Sucio really, really slowing it down, taking everything he possibly can out of it. And now, here we go, El Sucio Dan, he just dives into the pits, he's cutting his losses, and that puts Red Baron into the lead of the race. As he comes along, charging up the start-finish straight, everyone is getting past El Sucio Dan as he's going to drop down to the very, very last position. Are there any other passes that are going to happen? Brother John's a little bit wide, but it looks like everyone is going to otherwise hold their position. Broken blinker! Okay. The car's still intact, it's just a wing. El Sucio Dan is coming out of the pits, and he is going to be gritting his teeth at that situation. He is now going to be 20 seconds back, and he's going to be charging his way through. Red Baron is continuing to lead as there's, let's see, El Sucio Dan is going to be coming up on Broken Blinker. Blinker's going to be running real slow from that damage. But we've got Brother John right on the back of T. Goldie, and we've got a couple of unlikely people right up in front. It looks like, yeah, Broken Blinker is just very carefully making his way back to the pits to repair that front wing. The blinker is fine, it's the front wing that's the issue right now. So, Fiji Domo, currently running P4. I'm not going to curse him by saying could he get his second podium. Oh, whoops. Ginger, right behind Fiji, making his way through Spoon Curve, and here's Luke Brax, who I think is perhaps the most threatening of these drivers in the front group, and he's got a definite run on Ginger right now. Ginger is also deploying, so it's going to be difficult. He's got a slippery enough setup that Luke Brax is not going to be able to get by, but he might try to outbrake him as he comes down into here. It's a dive, and it's a safe one. Ginger drops the position. Luke Brax is now right behind Fiji. Red Baron staying out. He's brave doing that with those tires right now. And here we have it, X-Max now trying to get himself back up into the points as he comes along. That's a very curious angle, trying to get up on the inside, but he brakes a little bit early. Raro holds the position. Smart racing from X-Max, you don't want to throw it away. He's still close to the leader. He's almost in sight, and there could very well be another safety car, and there's a lot of guys running the same strategy. Luke Brax on back, look, try saying that 5 times swiftly, are all on very fresh medium tires, so there's been a lot of homogenization of strategies, you could say. Look at this, Cubs right in the middle of this imbroglio. We've got Camborne, Ginger, and Luke Brax all about. Oh, a little bit of contact from the Cam there. Oh no, Brojo! Brojo! No! Oh, that's painful to see. I wonder if he has any damage there as he tumbles through and back to 13th. El Sucio Dan is now the car directly behind him as Broken Blinker is able to get a fresh new front wing and rejoin the fray. Meanwhile, T. Goldie is pursuing Red Baron. Red Baron is doing pretty well in these softs for now. He's trying to get a bit of a gap out, but he's honestly not able to get that much out. These are old tires. He can't run them that much longer. Watch the difference in braking here, as Red Baron has to be very, very careful. T. Goldie can really lean on his tires a lot more, and now T. Goldie is going to make a move here. He's going tight. Oh, when we've got Ginger is off, Fiji is off. So that's a bit of a moment for 2 drivers there. Ginger running really slowly before he safely rejoins. Alright, let's see if anyone's able to make passes into the first corner here. Looks like after that little thing, it threw everyone into slightly different positions. There we go, yeah, Ginger had to make his way back into the pits. Clearly he took some kind of damage from that. But I need to see if something happened to the Fiji. Looks like he's following okay. Oh, that is Santi! Santi off the track. Oh goodness, it's a bit of carnage here. His brother John is not the only person to lose it in the first half of this track. So, after all of that, Red Baron continues to lead, T Goldie continues to pursue. And Luke Brax, who I said is looking in a very, very nice position right now, finds himself in third place. El Sucidan, what? You know, there's so much that's happened in this last little moment, I don't know entirely how El Sucidan found himself in 13th position. Red Baron leading on T Goldie as we've got a very, very tight group in this battle for the front positions. Look at that, we've got 7 cars right here after the leader. We're on board with Cub right now as T Goldie is overtaken by Luke Brax. I don't think there's very much that T Goldie can do beyond just slipping. Oh, Red Baron has a big moment, and this is going to make things very, very dangerous indeed. T Goldie bumps the back of Luke Brax, and T Goldie spins off onto the side. He's got a little bit of an opening here, but Balzac is coming up fast. T Goldie rejoins the track and is able to get back up to speed, and Red Baron finally drops into the pit. So too does T Goldie as he has taken some damage from that. T Goldie suddenly in a very tricky situation, and Luke Brax has now inherited the lead that we were expecting him to be taking any moment now. But what can he do against Cub? They're both very strong drivers. Cub is racing with a couple of different settings that he's not so familiar with. So you are seeing Cub, who is working with some new stuff. This is a slightly more uncertain Cub than you might be familiar with. And I think that makes this a very, very even and interesting fight. And of course, we can't forget about Championship number 2 man Camborne and Championship number 3 man Kenny LaFleur, all here in the top 4 of this race, halfway through the Suzuka Grand Prix of Japan. This is FRL Season 3 with Chaos and the whole Formula Racing League team. We got a little bit of activity further back. I think that's Ginger and T Goldie. Let's see if we can catch a look at that. Yeah, Ginger through on T Goldie. Red Baron, by the way, has pitted out. He is on mediums that, honestly, could have almost gotten away with putting on softs at this point. If it wasn't for the fact that he did need to wear 2 different sets of boots today. So, with the lead group here, we have Brother John towards the back, Balzac and Fiji, and then we've got a little bit of a gap that has formed, 4 seconds up to Raro, and now things get tight. We've got X-Max, who's been able to get his way back up to the front. Cub! Oh, we've got a lot of moves happening just here. I was thinking I had a moment to summarize, but no, I did not. We've also had a little bit of a moment in Sector 2, as I think that's El Sucio Dan. Any damage? Seems that Dan is intact. But we now have Cub in the lead ahead of Luke Brax. And now, can he extend this lead out into a potential victory? Or is it going to be up to Luke Brax, or maybe Cam, to do something about it? This is, of course, all working out well in the championship for Flex, who is not present. And the worse Cam and Kenny do, the better Flex's chances of taking this championship are. There's not that many races left. Cub sails his way around, followed by Luke Brax and Camborne. All the cars are starting to spread out just a little bit, so the closest racing that you are going to see, ladies and gentlemen, is right here at the very front of this. So here we have it. Cub, looking back, he's starting to pull just a little bit of a gap. We've got Luke Brax, who is just slipping outside of DRS range, but now Camborne is looking ready to pounce. That's T Goldie. Had a little bit of a moment in the S's. So Camborne now looking very, very offensive. Luke Brax doesn't defend to the inside. He takes the preferred racing line. They got very, very close there. And now the cars make their way around the final corner and onto the start-finish straight. Cub sets the fastest lap with a 1:31.423 as these cars make their way along. Here we go. Camborne up the inside of Luke Brax, and Kenny as well. Kenny going very tight. He brakes late. Almost too generous there, and I think that will allow Luke Brax to hold on to his position. But X-Max is right behind here, and X-Max has not forgotten. This is a race that just slipped out of his hands a little bit earlier. and now he's got an opportunity to take it back, to take it all back. 5 laps, 5 laps, 5 laps, 5 laps, 5 laps. That is what you have for the whole front end of this field. Everyone from Rauro on upwards. And we've just lost, let's see, Ginger had a spin coming out of the final corner. So right now, it is a tight fight here. And, you know, my old standby of see what's going on with Fiji isn't even working right now, because Fiji right now has some clear sailing in front of him. He's got Balzac behind him, but Balzac's on 5-lap-old hards, and Brother John is on 16-lap-old mediums, so I don't think he's going to be under that much of a threat. I think we've just lost T. Goldie, and this could be a safety car. This is indeed a safety car, and now this is it. This is the decisive moment of the race. 10 laps to go, you can absolutely put on softs and race them to the end. What is the decision going to be? This is decision hour. Cub is in. He knows that this has to be the moment. Camborne is out. Luke Brax is in. Kenny out. X-Max. Alright, now we're going to have to see what Fiji is doing, because we've got 3 pits. It is going to be, there you have it, Luke Brax, Cub, and X-Max all pitting. Fiji also opting to pit. Balzac says, hey man, I'm on the hards. Like, give me those positions. Thank you very much. And that also works out nicely because Brother John needed that. He was on 17-lap-old mediums, and he's now going to switch on to the softs, I am all but certain. So that now means Camborne is the race leader. Kenny LaFleur runs P2 and Rauro P3. Balzac is in P4, and Cub actually manages to come out in P5 behind Balzac on the hards. I think that Cub just won a coup here, but Luke Brax is also in very nice position. They're not going to have to wear their tires much for the first 2 laps here, since I'm certain it's going to take a little while for these cars to straighten themselves out. And then we've got X-Max, Red Baron, and Fiji, Brother John and Santi, El Sucio Dan, who could conceivably still get back into this race. There's going to be 7 laps of potential carnage, so do not write anyone out. Hey there, Ferrari crew, how's it going? As the number 41 of Ginger makes its way out, and let's see what Broken Blinker is going to do, because Broken Blinker actually finds himself in a very interesting situation here. I think he's going to make the calm, conservative choice and just stay out, hold on to these tires. They will comfortably make it to the end. He's mostly going here for the conclusion, for just keeping his nose clean when all these guys are going to be going hammer and tongs and possibly causing a couple of incidents, a couple of spins that he can take advantage of. So it's going to be at least another lap because there's a little gap back to Ginger and Broken Blinker. And with Broken Blinker's decision, I'm pretty sure that the safety car is only going to go on 1 more lap after this. If he was further back, it would have taken a little bit longer to catch up, and it could have potentially become a 3-lap safety car. But here we are then. So, we now have bifurcation of the strategies again. We've got Cam, Kenny, and Robbercopter all running the same strategy. Then, we have Balzac, who is just singing to his own tune. Balzac is disregarding whatever. Whoa! Oh, the fake out! The fake out! There we go, marching to the beat of his own drum indeed. Balzac stays out on the hards. He's like, you know what? I'll see what I can do. He'll lose maybe a couple of positions, but I think he can take some points out of this, certainly. And he's not under any real threat. Plus, he'd lose a decent chunk of track position. It's a bit of a even situation, I'd say. So Cub, Luke Brax, and X-Max are the three caballeros. These guys are going to be going very, very fast late on, and we know that not only are they on fast tires, they're also among the quickest drivers in the league. So they're going to be tripping over each other like a couple of Marx brothers trying to make their way through a door to get past Balzac. Red Baron is in 8th position on medium tires that he can comfortably take to the end with no stress whatsoever. He can really lean on these things and it's not going to be a problem. Same deal for Fiji Domo, who is in 9th place. He's in a pretty, you know what, I'm not going to curse him by saying he's in a pretty secure spot, but he doesn't have much to worry about, except for the fact that he's got 4 drivers right behind him on soft tires. It's Brother Tron, it's Santi, oh, a fellow named El Sucio Dan, our previous season's champion, and Ginger, who I really don't know where to place, because he's been very fast, but he's also had a couple of moments. Broken Blinker now, catching up on the back of these guys, and this means that the safety car is going to be coming in this lap, as he joins the assemblage, joins the parade, and here we are. Broken Blinker P14 has got up to the back, and now we are ready to get racing. Let's get that safety car out of here. Camborne, you're going to be taking us away in just a couple of corners. 14 drivers remain. We have lost RFX Rafa, we have lost Nameless Nate, and we have lost T Goldie 44. 14 drivers, 10-point scoring positions, 3 steps on the podium, but only 1 winner. And we've got 8 laps left to see what's going to be. The safety car is going to be announcing that it is coming in this lap. There you have the confirmation. And Camborne is going to be taking us away. 7-lap old tires for all of the top 4. Medium, 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 and a hard. A little bit of a... Oh, goodness. Did we just have a collision? Oh, dear. X-Max. Is anything... So Red Baron got a penalty there. X-Max might have gotten a penalty as well. We'll see if that can... Oh, no, X-Max... What? Oh, okay, well, we're racing. Camborne, Kenny LaFleur, Raro are your race leaders, and everything that I'd set up is thrown into arrears. I think that's what arrears means. At any rate, arrears as in, it's a... You know what, I won't make that joke either. Cub in 5th place, as he is chasing down Balzac. Brother John has retired from the race. We have lost Brojo. He's off on the side. Is that going to be yet another safety car? I don't know. Red Baron going along very slowly for some reason. Well, Camborne is leading the race. Kenny LaFleur, 2nd place, Raro 3rd, and then these guys are pursued by a Doty group of Luke Brax, Fiji. Oh, Fiji making a move on Cub. No respect for the generational talent, as Fiji just says, hey man, if I can make a pass on you, I'm gonna make a pass on you. And here we go. Does Cub perhaps have some damage? Or is Fiji just being very aggressive indeed? Cub being careful with him here. And now this is actually allowing a little bit of a fight to break out because El Sucio Dan is right here. And ESD is gonna want to make a move here. Fiji coming up on the inside. Cub being swamped around here as these two go through. And there we go. Does Cub have some kind of damage here, or is he just... I'm struggling to see why his pace would be there. Brother John seems to be upset about something. Yeah, Cub had damage. That must have been it. So there we go. Balzac is being overtaken by Luke Brax. And El Sucio Dan is now going to be the next who's going to try and make a move here. Raro, meanwhile, is right behind Kenny LaFleur. They're on the same strategy here. Keep in mind, Kenny LaFleur is the reigning winner here in Suzuka. But El Sucio Dan is the reigning champion. So I'm very curious to see what's going to happen here. So Brother John is saying, braking on the straight at a restart. Well, we'll have to have a look at what exactly happened there. It's possible that a bit of an accordion effect happened. It can happen, and it's really unfortunate when it does. But we'll have a look at that in post. Car's spreading out just a little bit. El Sucio Dan charging up onto the back of Balzac. Going to see if he can get something going here. Fiji, meanwhile, chasing down El Sucio Dan. Cub has had to pit, and he is on a fresh set of softs, but he is 18 seconds back on Santi. Just ahead of Red Baron, X-Max, and Broken Blinker. So 2 of the 3 Caballeros I was speaking about are not going to be taking part in this battle for the win. Potentially podium positions as well. So El Sucio Dan is currently pursuing Balzac, but he's not quite close enough to make it happen. Not just yet, but give it a moment, and we might see what he can do coming into the upcoming corner. This is it. This is what he's looking for. He's getting close. He's getting very close. He pulls out to the inside. He's going to try out-braking him. Balzac holds the outside line. El Sucio Dan the inside. And Balzac continues to hold it, but it looks like El Sucio Dan has been able to get through. And now it's up to Fiji. What's Fiji going to be able to do here? And has Balzac held them up long enough to secure the positions of the guys up ahead? So El Sucio Dan now has to clear up 3.2 seconds to Luke Brax, who can see Raro just ahead. He's going to be within DRS range extremely soon. Of course, Kenny LaFleur also has DRS range on Camborne. So El Sucio Dan doing what he can to catch up to Luke Brax. and Luke has closed in a couple of tenths here. We're going to see how close he can come to Raro. He's not super close coming out of Spoon, but he might be able to get a bit of an advantage here. Raro knows that there is trouble, knows that the DRS is going to be deployed, but he's a little bit far back, so I don't think there's threats so much on this lap. It's the next lap that Raro is going to need to be careful about. Also, we've got a couple of cars coming in very close here. A side-by-side through 130R, Ginger and Fiji going in. Ooh, side-by-side. I probably shouldn't have switched the camera angles there. And with that, Fiji holds position, and Raro is passed in the straight with a DRS pass from Luke Brax. There's not a great deal he can do to defend against that. Now, Luke Brax is going to be looking at Kenny LaFleur. Luke wants this. You know he wants this. But it's going to be a moment for that. Actually, Kenny is getting very, very close to Camborne. But I need to take a look back at El Sucio Dan, who's right on the back of Balzac. And he has got Ginger just licking his chops. Cub comes across the line, but he's only running P10 right now. In through Degner. Balzac, Fiji's a little bit wide, and that opens the door for Ginger. Ginger swings around trying to alter his line just a little bit as he goes through Degner 2 and underneath the bridge. The front three are getting very close, and Kenny LaFleur! Camborne, Kenny LaFleur battling for the lead right now, but Camborne is able to hold it. This is music to Luke Brack's ears, and Raro is also staying just close enough that Raro is probably going to get the DRS that he wants for this. Meanwhile, Ginger very, very close to Fiji Domo. Balzac, Fiji, and Ginger. Here we go. Fiji's just got a little bit. Ginger goes around the outside. Fiji leaves some space for the man, leaves some space. He's leaving just the bare minimum of what he's required to leave. And now, Ginger, is he going to be able to make a move around the outside? No. He's going to see if he can force Fiji into suboptimal line, and it looks like he just has. And Fiji is now in a lot of trouble as Ginger is now going around the outside. Fiji using all the deploy he can. Ginger about to run out, and no, Fiji, oh goodness, side by side, they go side, he goes spinning, smashing into a wall. Front of his guy is gone, and now he goes across into the other side, smashing through the signs. And that is the moment right there. Yellow flags out, virtual safety car is called. But is that going to mean anything at all? His car is going to be coming back up to speed here. Does he have damage? Yeah, there's no front wing on that bad boy. Kenny LaFleur now leads ahead of Camborne. Luke Brax is right behind, but this is costing him precious time he can't afford to lose. It's a VSC though, so it won't be lasting that long. Raro still holds P4, but he slipped outside of DRS range. El Sucio Dan running P5. He is the second of the runners on these fresh soft tires. They're not quite so fresh anymore. The shine's coming off them just a little bit. Balzac doing quite nicely with his decision to stay out. He's running P6, which is higher than I would have expected, mostly due to the misfortune that has befallen X-Max and Cub. Ginger is right behind Balzac, and Ginger is going to be Balzac's big problem here. Santi is a little bit further back, and this being a VSC, he's not going to be able to close up on him much at all. I don't know how long the VSC is going to last at this point, as Cub makes his way around. Red Baron sitting in P11, 13 seconds back on Cub. It's going to be a hard press to get him into the points there. X-Max, P12, DRS is enabled, and here we go. Oh, and this is a critical moment for the race to be brought back. Camborne is right behind Kenny. The question is, can he defend? There we go, he's not holding the inside. Cam tries to take the inside line, but now Kenny's going to get the power on just slightly earlier, and now Cam has to back out of it. There's not a move there. It's too tight, and he's going to have to wait another moment. There's a battle happening further back. We've got Ginger trying to make a move on Balzac, but I can't in good conscience look away from this front three. We've got Kenny LaFleur, we've got Camborne, and we have Luke Brax with whom we are riding on board right now. I'm going to take away those positions right there. We don't need to have a look at that right now, although, you know what? Ginger's getting very close. Not quite close enough. Red Baron, oh, that's Fiji pinning. Alright, so here's our lead trio. Kenny, Camborne, Luke Brax. And just behind them, don't forget, we have also got two other pursuers. Oh, and yeah, that's going to be Raro, and that's going to be El Sucio Dan. Camborne holding the position. We're on lap 25. We're soon going to have only 2 laps remaining in this race. Kenny LaFleur is going to have a car behind him with DRS. Luke Brax also has DRS. Robert has slipped outside of DRS range, but it looks like he's just narrowly held off El Sucio Dan from catching up to that range. They're very close. Kenny LaFleur is tightly pursued by Camborne. Oh, Ginger has he made his move? It does look like Ginger has made his move. And now it looks like Balzac just needs to keep it on the track to secure a very nice position here. The front 3 are separated by 1.5 seconds, and we have 1.5 laps left in this race. Kenny LaFleur, Camborne, Luke Brax, no penalties, everything solved on track. Medium, medium, Luke Brax still on the soft tires. Luke has only, let's see, I think he's got maybe 3 more straights where he can make overtakes. Can he possibly make 2 overtakes in 3 opportunities? He's a little bit far back for this one, but will any tangling happen here? Kenny LaFleur has been able to nab first. Camborne does not want to let him have it. This is going to be a tight battle for the lead. Meanwhile, El Sucio Dan is getting awfully close to Raro, and there could be a little bit of fighting for that 4th position. Kenny LaFleur holds the position for a moment, and that is 1 opportunity to pass gone for Luke Brax. There's not a great deal of deployment left. We've just got a yellow flag, and that is Fiji. That is Fiji. Should double check that that's Fiji. Yeah, that's Fiji. Alright. Luke is not able to close in. Camborne is very close to Kenny, but Luke is not able to make a move. El Sucio Dan, however, gets very, very close to Rauercopter. We'll have penalties on for this final lap because there's going to be 3 seconds on Ginger and 5 on Balzac, which actually will drop him behind Santi potentially. So here we go. Camborne is slipping off of the back of Kenny LaFleur. So we're coming now into the final lap. We've got 3 drivers separated by less than 2 seconds. They're making their way through. It's Kenny, it's Cam, it's Luke. Just behind, we've got El Sucio Dan, who's trying to make something happen on Raro. But all eyes on Luke Brax. He's really only got maybe 2 places where overtakes can happen, and he's not looking quite close enough. It looks like 3rd might be the best that this charge is going to be able to get him. So Luke Brax coming up. They're all completely spent on their ERS. So further behind, we've got El Sucio Dan, who's coming up on the inside of Raro. He goes over side by side. Raro is knocked wide, but he is able to rejoin. El Sucio Dan gives the position, or does he? And then we've got Raro, who makes his way around. El Sucio Dan holding the position, but now El Sucio Dan comes in very close. Raro defending tight to the inside, and that's going to be 4th position for Rauercopter. El Sucio Dan takes 5th position. Ginger coming through. 6th on track, but there's going to be some penalties applied. Balzac comes through. Santi is close enough that he's going to be in 4th place. And now here comes Cub. Sorry, 8th place. 4 seconds back. Cub with 9th place. And it looks like that's going to be Red Baron. Oh no, X-Max is right getting close to Red Baron. And I think Red Baron's penalties are going to be just enough to drop him outside. Cub does pick up 3 points here. Not that he's really looking for the points. But there's going to be 0.6 of a second, which are going to be all that Red Baron needs. It's not what he's got, though. X-Max is able to recover back to a single point, and Broken Blinker is coming through, making his way into the KCO Triangle right now. And he is coming across, and he has got enough of a lead that he's not going to lose his position. Fiji Domo coming through. Things got a little bit fraught towards the end of that race as he comes through, but he has managed to finish the race intact. Alright, and there you have it. That is a race of Suzuka with Formula Racing League. It's a victory for Kenny LaFleur. So, and for a second there, I'm like, El Sucio Dan won? El Sucio Dan driver of the day, though. A big charge on Raro that just fell short at the end there. Remember what I was saying, you know, it's never quite over. But after all of that, it was a battle between Kenny and Camborne that Luke Rex was not able to crash. Dan confirming that it would have been unfair for him to take the position by pushing him wide through 130R, so very considerate of him giving up the position at the end, although he definitely tried to make another move just thereafter. So, your race results of the Season 3 for FRL race, we've got Kenny LaFleur. He's got the second fastest time, but he has got the shortest race time, and that's what the points come from. Fastest lap points notwithstanding. Kenny, Cam, and Luke Brax, your podium. Raro, El Sucio Dan, and Ginger in 4th, 5th, and 6th. Santi, Balzac, Cub, and X-Max rounding out the points. Red, Baron, Broken Blinker, and Fiji. They finished, but they were all outside of the points, and then our non-finishes. Brother John crashed out in somewhat controversial circumstances that I'm sure we'll be litigating a little bit later. T. Goldie, who sadly didn't make it to the finish of this race. Nameless Nate, who lost it coming out of 130R, and Rafa. It's a very up and down season for Rafa, and the up and down season continues. So thank you everyone who's tuned in for this race. It's been very good to have you with us here, and we will see you. Why don't we have a little bit of a look at that old schedule, shall we? See where we're going to be headed to next. So, that has been Suzuka. And now, moving our way back to the division calendar, what have we got here? So, the Season 3 calendar, here we have it. The last races of the season. There are 4 races left. In 1 week, this coming Monday, we're going to be racing at COTA, the United States Grand Prix. And then we're going to take a 1-week break, and on the 31st of January is Mexico. 7th of February it's Brazil, and then our season finale in Abu Dhabi. But there's an asterisk on that. There's a vote ongoing right now to see if we want to potentially add Imola onto the calendar. And wouldn't that be a fine conclusion to this season? Now, I'm not saying how you should vote, but just telling you that there is indeed a vote up. So go check it out. If you're interested in involving yourself in the league, go to frl.app and get a link to the Discord, or hit !Discord in our chat to open up a link. You can also see all of our records. We have standings, we got stats. It's a really great setup that we've got here. So, thank you for everyone who's tuned in, and a big thanks to everyone who takes part in the league. This is all about you guys. We couldn't do it without you. It literally wouldn't be a show. It'd just be me talking to an empty screen with some AI cars going around, which I've done that before, so it's not very popular. So, this is Chaos for FRL, signing out. See you guys next week, and on Thursday we may very well be having a community night. If some people can get around, you can usually find some guys around on the Discord. Until then, signing out.